Well, I got some new hiking shoes that I'm gonna try out. These are the Salomon's Ardent GTX. Quite familiar with Salomon. I had at least 3 pair of hiking boots from Salomon, and over the years at least a good 8 pairs of trainers. But I've never used these. I rate these as an entry hiking shoe. I bought it for 100 Australian dollars. Normally they retail for about twice the price, but these were on sale. They're very lightweight, and it's pretty much across the range of the Salomon shoes and boots. It's one of the pluses, they're very lightweight. Now, generally, it also could mean they're not as durable. And that's my experience as well with Salomon boots. They're very light, generally fit really nicely, but they don't last long. Maybe 1 year and I'm through a couple of boots or shoes like this. However, $100 is not a bad price, and if they would last for 1 year, I'm quite happy with that. Now the one drawback is the contra grip sole. So for my more expensive shoes, I'm actually moving away from Salomon, and the main reason is the sole. The contra grip is not really doing it for me. I do not find them grippy enough, specifically when it's wet. Generally, again, the looks of it, they come in different variations of colors. So the colors is green asphalt, as the box says. Quite neutral, quite nice. They do have gore tags, which is good and bad at the same time. So obviously when you walk through a shallow puddle, it will keep your feet dry. However, if you walk through rain or deeper puddles, it will not. And the biggest problem is with Gore-Tex liner, it takes longer for the shoe to dry out. That means if you have wet feet on day 1, on day 2 you will start the day with wet feet as well, because those shoes will not dry overnight. I do like that you can remove and if needed replace the inner sole. Again, pretty much all Salomon shoes allows you to do that. These inner soles are very thin, by the way. They do not provide you a lot of support. But yeah, I'm gonna try it out, see how it performs. Obviously there's not much support in the ankle because of the low cut of the shoe. But yeah, it's kind of a trainer, just a little bit more sturdier than your average trainer. Yeah, so at this point there's not much more I can share with you. I'm gonna take it on the trails for an overnighter and then report back my experience with these shoes. I'm testing out the grip here of my new shoes. They actually grippier than I expected. Okay, so far the shoes feeling okay. A little bit narrow. I used the shoes for an overnighter where I walked around the 27 kilometers or 17 miles on mixed surfaces. And this is how I rate the shoes after my first impressions. First of all, the comfort. So the shoes are extremely light. However, they are a little bit narrow for my liking. The grip, however, was a little better than I expected, but still not great. In terms of stability and support, the sole is quite flexible, but can lead to some pressure points when you're standing on rock. And the low cut of the design does not provide much of ankle support. I was quite impressed by the durability, so after the weekend there were no obvious signs of wear. In terms of value for money, I do think these shoes at a price point of 100 Australian dollars provide value for money, and I probably will get a second pair. Overall, I rate the shoes 3 stars. I think they do a good job and they're definitely comfortable enough for short hikes. Well, this is all for now. Thanks for watching and I hope to see you next time.